For years, PSG were like a Hollywood movie. Big names, flashy trailers, and somehow a terrible plot twist in the Champions League. But then came Luis Enrique, football's version of a film director who actually reads the script. Now, PSG are less fast and furious and more tactical and disciplined. No more solo dribbles into 5 defenders, this team actually passes the ball. Shocking, I know. So, the question is, has Enrique turned PSG from continental clowns into Europe's next superpower? Let's dive in. Luis Enrique didn't just bring his suitcase to Paris, he brought a tactical blueprint that's got every Liga 1 manager nervously Googling how to beat a 3-2-5. His base formation might look like a classic 4-3-3 on paper, but once PSG get going, it transforms like a tactical transformer into a fluid 3-2-5 during attacks. And no, that's not a cheat code from FIFA 24, it's the Enrique Effect. At the heart of this system is something PSG often lacked in the past: discipline and structure. Yes, those are real football terms, not just things shouted by managers when Neymar tried a rainbow flicks in his own box. Enrique's strategy is all about positional play, high pressing, and fluidity. Basically football yoga, but with more goals. Players don't just stick to their zones, they rotate, invert, and overload like they're in a tactical rave party. Take the fullbacks, for instance, Achraf Hakimi and Nuno Mendes. Under Enrique, they're not just bombing down the flanks like winged gazelles anymore. Instead, they often tuck into midfield, forming a pseudo-double pivot that helps dominate possession and confuse opponents who suddenly don't know who's defending what. The result? PSG no longer rely on individual magic to win games. Instead, they suffocate opponents with intelligent pressing, smart movement, and, shockingly, teamwork. It's almost like watching Guardiola's City, but with better fashion and croissants on the bench. So, while the stars still shine in Paris, it's now the system that's stealing the spotlight. And for once, the script might finally have a happy Champions League ending. Let's talk about Ousmane Dembele, once known as the man with more injuries than goals and whose left foot had commitment issues. But under Luis Enrique, he's been reborn like a phoenix, if the phoenix also had insane pace, silky dribbling, and the GPS turned on for once. Enrique gave Dembele the keys to the attack, parking him centrally where he could do maximum damage. And boy, has he delivered. We're talking 34 goals and 7 assists in just 42 games. Numbers so good, even Kylian Mbappe looked up from his Real Madrid brochures. But it's not just the stats, it's the consistency. Dembele's hamstrings are finally behaving. His decision-making is sharper, and for the first time in a long while, he looks like a complete forward, not just a FIFA highlight reel in human form. Then there's the 19-year-old prodigy, Desiree Doué. Remember the name, because defenders across Europe definitely will, whether he's playing as a winger, midfielder, or honorary chaos agent. Doué has racked up 12 goals and 12 assists in 43 games. Not bad for someone who probably still gets carded at nightclubs. His flair, close control, and football IQ have already drawn Neymar comparisons, though he seems to prefer actual football over poker nights and samba parties. PSG might have finally found a new jewel, and this one isn't made of glass. Together, Dembele and Doué have brought dynamism, unpredictability, and most importantly, end product. Under Enrique, they're not just playing football, they're painting masterpieces. Every great orchestra needs a conductor. PSG, they've got 3: João Neves, Vitinha, and Warren Zaïre-Emery. The midfield trio that doesn't just pass the ball, they dominate it like it owes them money. Let's start with João Neves, the smooth operator. He plays like a seasoned veteran trapped in a 19-year-old's body. His ball recovery skills? Sharp. His ability to escape pressure? Slicker than a Paris runaway. Honestly, if you blink, he's already recycled possession and started a counter-attack while you're still wondering where the ball went. Then we've got Warren Zaïre-Emery, the homegrown wonder kid who plays like he was genetically engineered in a lab called Future French Midfielders Are Us. At 18, he's already PSG's midfield general, dictating play with the calm of a man who's been doing this for a decade. and probably still has homework due. But the crown jewel? Vitinha. Once called lightweight, he's now carrying PSG's midfield like Atlas. He reads the game like he's got insider info, whether it's threading a needle with a pass, sprinting out of a press, or just popping up in exactly the right place. Vitinha is the heartbeat of this side. Under Enrique, he's gone from promising to please don't sell him ever. Together, this trio gives PSG a perfect blend of grit, grace, and guile. They control the tempo like DJs at a Paris club, slowing it down, speeding it up, and always keeping the party and possession going. PSG's midfield isn't just an engine, it's a turbocharged Tesla with a PhD in football. Ah yes, defense. The part of football PSG used to treat like a polite suggestion, but under Luis Enrique, it's become a non-negotiable cornerstone. This team doesn't just defend, they defend with swagger. PSG now plays with a high line so aggressive, you'd think they're trying to catch forwards offside and off guard. The pressing starts from the front and doesn't stop until the opposition either coughs up possession or develops trust issues. At the heart of this wall is the trusty Marquinhos, the eternal captain who reads danger like it's in bold font. Next to him is Willian Pacho, a revelation whose tackles hit harder than your first heartbreak. Together, they form a duo that mixes experience, raw athleticism, and just enough fear factor to make strikers question their life choices. But wait, what about the fullbacks? Achraf Hakimi and Nuno Mendes aren't just defending, they're moonlighting as midfielders half the time. 1 minute they're tracking back, the next, they're linking passes like deep-lying playmakers. Honestly, they cover more ground than a Parisian food critic. And let's not forget about the giant at the back, Gianluigi Donnarumma. Short stopper? Absolutely. But under Enrique, he's added quarterback to his CV. His distribution has gone from panic clear to precision launchpad, sparking attacks from deep with passes that make midfielders jealous. This defense isn't just stopping goals, it's starting plays, setting traps, and setting the tone. If attack wins games and defense wins titles, PSG are finally on track to do both stylishly. For years, PSG in Europe was like a 5-star restaurant with a leaky kitchen. Plenty of flash, not enough finish. But this season, they're cooking with fire and precision. And the rest of Europe is starting to sweat. Luis Enrique's tactical symphony has finally found its crescendo on the continent. A 1-0 masterclass at Anfield. Yes, the fortress where many dreams go to die wasn't just a win, it was a statement. PSG didn't just survive Liverpool's chaos, they outplayed them at their own high-octane game. Then came the 3-1 home demolition of Aston Villa in the Champions League quarter-finals. It wasn't just dominant, it was elegant domination. Villa looked like they showed up with a backpack of hope and left with tactical trauma. These aren't lucky bounces or scrappy one-offs, these are the performances of a team that's finally more brain than brawn, more system than stardom. PSG now possesses the one thing that always eluded them: European maturity. They know when to press, when to pause, and most importantly, when to pounce. The balance of youth and experience, flair and structure makes them a genuine threat to the traditional European elite. And unlike past seasons, they're not just aiming for highlights, they're aiming for history. So, is PSG Europe's next footballing superpower? With Enrique stealing the ship, Dembele torching defenders, Doué dancing past lines, and a midfield that can outpass your PlayStation, you'd be brave to bet against them. Luis Enrique hasn't just changed PSG, he's rewired their footballing DNA. Gone are the days when the plan was give it to Neymar, Messi, or Mbappe and hope for magic. Now, the magic comes from the system. Cohesion over chaos, collectivity over celebrity, strategy over superstardom. It's been a tactical glow-up for the ages. Enrique's PSG plays like a symphony, every player knowing their part, every movement choreographed like a ballet with studs. Whether it's the fluid shape-shifting formation, the press that gives opposition coaches migraines, or the midfield trio who treat possession like a sacred relic. This is football with a purpose. And the scary part? They're not even at their peak yet. With Dembele finally delivering on his galactic potential, Doué skipping past defenders like a teenager late for curfew, and Vitinha pulling strings like a tactical puppeteer. PSG's future looks dangerously promising. Europe is watching. The usual suspects, Real Madrid, Bayern, City, they're all checking their rearview mirrors. Because, this time, PSG isn't just here to crash the party, they might be hosting it next season. Luis Enrique hasn't just built a team, he's ignited a revolution. One where talent serves the system, and silverware isn't just a dream, it's the destination. So, buckle up, because if this project stays on course, Paris might finally stop being the city of heartbreak in spring and become the capital of champions. So, is Luis Enrique's PSG the real deal, or just another beautifully wrapped Champions League heartbreak waiting to happen? Well, if what we've seen this season is any indication, this team isn't just talking about greatness, they're engineering it, one pass at a time. Let us know in the comments. Do you think PSG will finally lift the Champions League under Enrique, or will it be another case of so close yet so Paris? Smash that like button if you're loving PSG's tactical glow-up, subscribe for more football deep dives, and hit the bell icon so you never miss when we drop the next big breakdown. Until next time, keep your shape, press as a unit, and maybe don't leave it all to your star forward. Peace.